Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to create a spinner with fading gradient effect. I'll show you two ways how to create a loading spinner and which way we should choose in different cases. Also, I should warn you that both of those approaches won't work in Internet Explorer, because we will use conic gradient and Internet Explorer does not support it. Alright, so I already created HTML and CSS files and wrote some code in them. So body has no margin, has gray background, full height, and its children will be at the center with some space between them. Let's create two divs with spinner class and write our styles for them. Width will be 40 pixels, height will be 40 pixels, and background will be conic gradient with the values of 40 BD C5, and the next value will be transparent. So the first way to create our spinner is to use pseudo element before. So let's go to our first div and let's add spinner dash pseudo class. Let's copy this and let's add our style. This will be border radius 50% and position will be relative. Now let's write spinner pseudo before. Content will be empty string, obviously. Position will be absolute. Width will be 20 pixels. Height will be 20 pixels. A background will be the same as body background. Now we need to center this. Top 25% and right 25%. And then we can just copy border radius 50. And there you have it. You can use this approach if you have only one color at the background, because this before, it's not a hole, it's just an element with the same color as a background. So if I have something like this, then this will stand out, and that's not good. So luckily we have a different approach. We can use clip path property. Let's go to Figma and let's select an ellipse. And let's create an ellipse with the size of 40 width and 40 height. Let's create another ellipse which will have 20 width and 20 height. Let's move this to the center of the bigger ellipse. Let's select both of them and let's click on subtract selection. Change the color to black. Right click, click on flatten. Then again right click and click on copy as SVG. Right now, let's go to our HTML and paste that in. Now we need to create a clip path and move our path into it. Now let's add an ID, which will be circle dash path. And let's add a class to our second spinner, and this will be spinner dash path. Now let's copy this and let's add clip path, which will be URL and this ID of this clip path. So, and you can see for yourself. And with this approach, we basically don't care about our background color. So it can be one color at the background, multiple colors, background image. This will work just fine. So now let's create our animation. Let's go to the bottom of our file and let's write keyframes. Let's call this rotate, and let's write from transform rotate 0 degrees to rotate 360 degrees. Now let's go to our spinner class and let's add animation, rotate 1.5 second, linear and infinite. And here you have it. The last thing is our spinners are moved to the right a little bit because this SVG is still here. So to fix that, width must be 0, height must be 0, and we can remove the view box entirely. Now this SVG is technically here, but it's hidden.